graduating students, distinguished members of the platform party, faculty, staff, family, and friends. I am honored to welcome you to the University of Oregon School of Law's commencement celebration for the JD and LLM classes of 2023. My name is Marceline Burke, and I am the Dean of the Law School and hold the Dave Frohmeyer Chair in Leadership and Law. It is an honor to be here with you today for such an important occasion. We are here to recognize and to celebrate the achievement of this year's two graduating classes. One, those who have completed 3 years of study leading to the Juris Doctor degree, the law degree. And two, those who had a law degree before and have completed additional study for a Master of Laws or LLM degree. Yes, exactly. Great achievements. And one you should be particularly proud of, given that you earned your degree while living through a global pandemic. You have demonstrated resilience that will serve you well in the years to come. Graduates, for each of you, our goal was to help you find your voice, perfect that voice, and learn how to use that voice to advocate for justice, for your clients, and your cause. You have shaped this chapter of your story on what mattered to you and how you got to this place in your life. From here, you now have the skills and knowledge to drive change and chart your own paths to success, however you define it. That is truly something to celebrate. To those of you in the audience, we are deeply grateful that you have joined us. None of us get through life alone, even though it may seem that way at times. That is especially true in getting through the challenges of law school. Multi-generational wisdom and support from friends, family, and mentors, it's priceless. So as the speakers direct their comments to those who are wearing the regalia, know that we truly honor your part in the graduate's journey as well. Graduates, would you please rise and give your supporters a round of applause? Thank you. Our commencement ceremony today will include 4 parts. First, we will hear remarks by graduating students and the presentation of the class gift. Second, we will present 2 law school awards. Third, we will hear the keynote address by our commencement speaker. And then the reason that we're all gathered here today, our LLM and JD graduates will receive their degrees. By tradition, the first to address us at commencement is the Student Bar Association president. And this year, that distinction goes to D. Akimbasade. Dee grew up in Nigeria, West Africa. He speaks 5 languages, has 4 law degrees. He's finally going to get a job. And a legal background in Africa, Europe, and North America. He's an impressive person. While at Oregon, Dee has served as the Student Bar Association president, the Moot Court Vice President, the Mock Trial Team Captain, the American Bar Association Student Rep, and as an executive editor of the Oregon Review of International Law. During his time here, he has represented the school at the National Mock Trial Competition and at the New York Law School Negotiation Competition. Upon graduation, Dee will be working at a Portland law firm specializing in employment litigation and workers' compensation. He will now fulfill his last official duty as the Student Bar Association president by delivering his remarks. Please welcome D. Akimbasade.
Thank you, Dean Berg, for the introduction. Thank you, Rep. DeFazio, for being here, and thank you, everyone, for being here. First, I want to congratulate the class of 2023 for surviving the longest and most expensive is-in ritual ever created, law school. Much like most law students, I hope you're all well caffeinated because this speech is going to be super long-winded and corny. I'm sure those who know me well saw this coming. I don't have to look back to know Jordan is shaking her head there somewhere. But before I put you all through the torture of listening to me ramble on for the next couple of minutes, I want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who made this journey possible for us. Thank you to the professors for their dedication and hard work to ensure we become the very best version of ourselves. Thank you for being so patient with us. And thank you for teaching us not just the law, but how to push and challenge the status quo. And finally, thank you for hopefully teaching us how to be minimally competent come July 25th and 26th during the bar exam. Thank you to the building management and custodial support, Dave Kennedy, Clarence Young, and Mike. But for the valiant effort of these superheroes, transitioning to in-person class wouldn't have been possible. Thank you for keeping the building safe, sanitary, and open during COVID. We really appreciate you. Most importantly, thank you to our family and friends who have supported us through this long journey. I always say law students, family, and friends are also law students by extension, because you go through it all with us, all the emotions, mood swing, and in so many ways, this has been equally tough and hard for you. Don't think we could have done this without you, so thank you. Now to the class of 2023. I was asked to describe our class in one word, and the only word that came to mind was resilient. Almost like I saw Dean Berg's speech. Despite everything thrown at us over these past 3 years, we stood our ground and survived. We decided to take on one of the toughest challenges in the world by going to law school. And we did it in the middle of a pandemic when the whole world was shut down. We went through fire by being the first incoming Zoom law school class. And when we thought things couldn't possibly get worse, the universe decided to surprise us with literal fire and smoke during the Oregon wildfire. And despite this, we weren't deterred. We were not dissuaded, and although there were many days when we felt like throwing in the towel, we kept going. One of my favorite quotes is one ascribed to Muhammad Ali, which goes, "You don't lose by getting knocked down, you only lose when you stay down." When I think of this class, I think of Ali. That gladiator spirit I saw every single one of you show over the past 3 years. A lot of us were knocked down several times, but just like Ali, we always found the courage to get up and keep fighting. Thank you for your courage. Over the last 3 years, we've been called so many names, starting with the incoming class of 2023, and then members of yellow section, and to those who were very lucky, members of green section. We've been called 1Ls, 2Ls, Three L's, mentors, peers. But when I think of this class, only one name fits us best, and that's family. Because we stayed united through it all. Like many families, we didn't always get along. We had our problems. We had our favorites and our not so favorites. But through it all, we've supported each other. Through it all, we've built a community when it was almost impossible to do that during COVID by creating GroupMe to help bring people along and make sure no one falls through the crack. We supported each other by making available resources during COVID and the wildfire to help each other. I know I personally won't be here today without Georgia Zakes and Samantha Aragon constantly tolerating my disturbance. And I know many of us won't be here today without the kindness of the class of 2023. Thank you. So while this may be the end of our time here at Oregon Law School, it's not the end of our Oregon Law class of 2023. Yes, none of you are getting rid of me that easily. I plan on being a thorn in your side like I've been for the last 3 years. But seriously, I want us to continue rooting for each other's success. I want us to continue supporting each other. And I want us to remain a family like we have for the last 3 years. Finally, it has been an absolute honor serving you as a class president. And while we leave now, I want you to have in mind that your diploma, your resume, or your personal accomplishments does not stand close like this family we have here. In 3 years or 5 years, the relationship you have with your community, the relationship you have with those sitting next to you right now, will count more than anything on your resume. So please continue reaching out to each other. I will miss you all, and I cannot wait to see all the amazing things you guys do. So I will leave you by saying, see you later, my friends. Thank you. Now, it's my honor to introduce the JD elected class speaker, Joshua Ganduria. Joshua was born and raised in southwestern United States. After spending his whole life in Arizona, New Mexico, Joshua moved to Pacific Northwest in pursuit of his law degree. He chose Oregon law for its excellent environmental law program. Upon graduation, Josh will relocate to Albuquerque, New Mexico, to practice water law, where he hopes to have a successful career as a water rights litigator. Please welcome Josh to the podium.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. It is such an honor to get to speak to you today about our collective law school experience. The journey involved immense hard work to complete a legal education, while simultaneously facing some of the most challenging and unprecedented times in recent history. Our journey began with an email. The subject line read, "Congratulations and welcome to Oregon Law." After an exhausting application process, we were finally on our way to law school. And by this point, the class of 2023 began taking shape. Coming from around the world, 73% of us came from outside of Oregon, representing 33 states, as well as the nations of Nigeria, New Zealand, and the sovereign nation of Ukraine. As the acceptances continued to arrive, our hope and excitement grew. Thoughts of, it'll be great, I'll make lots of friends right away, my professors will love me, and it'll be a perfect year, filled our minds. But then, March of 2020 shocked us. Suddenly, quarantines were implemented. Leaving home meant endangering yourself and your loved ones. And as the deadly virus began taking its toll, we all watched the numbers rise. And social distancing became the norm. And at first, we thought, whatever this is, it'll be gone in a few weeks, and it won't affect our law school plans. But it did affect our law school plans. Instead of exciting new friendships, we got a 2 by 3 inch square with breakout rooms. Instead of lively, engaging lectures, we got about 6 to 7 hours of daily screen time. Instead of a perfect first year, we got a year as imperfect as could be. And while struggling with the pandemic and starting professional school over Zoom, we also dealt with the remaining societal tensions following the death of George Floyd, as well as with a sharp rise in anti-Asian, anti-Jewish, anti-LGBTQ+ violence. Additionally, about a month into school, record-breaking wildfires engulfed the West Coast. And here in Eugene, we faced the worst air quality in the world for over a week. And the first year only became increasingly tense as shortly after the wildfires, the 2020 election took place. And only a few days before beginning our first year constitutional law class, we witnessed serious, damaging unrest on January 6th. But despite the difficulties of the first year, the second year began with optimism. We were finally attending school in person. We were masked, but we were still so happy to finally be here. And this year brought us its own unique challenges. For example, learning how to be law students in person, finally forming friendships, finally getting to learn our way around the law school building. And this was all while being tasked with mentoring the new incoming 1L class. And the unprecedented events didn't stay in our first year of law school either. During the second year, we saw global tensions rise to levels not seen in decades with the unprovoked invasion of Ukraine. Our classmate and colleague, Andre, had the burden of facing this both as a global and as a very personal concern. Additionally, shortly after the second year ended, the United States Supreme Court chose to overturn Roe versus Wade and unjustly took a constitutional right away from the people. But more determined than ever, the class marched on forward, eager for 3L year. And finally, with the third year of law school came much more vibrant times. Our third year has easily been the liveliest and most enjoyable year. From school organization events happening left and right, Barrister's Ball being the massive fun success that it was, the Portland program being back in full swing, and simply getting to witness the law school springing back to life. It almost feels as if we've caught up to where we should have been from the start. And I'm not surprised with how successfully we've navigated these challenging times. I've personally seen what determined people are capable of in times of difficulty. To give you some context about myself, I am the first of two kids, 7 years apart. After a sudden tragedy involving my father, my mom, who is an immigrant, raised both myself and my disabled little sister, all on her own, and in low-income circumstances. And despite knowing zero English, she worked immensely hard to raise us. She was resourceful, she was driven, she was determined to provide a good future for her kids. And through her love and dedication, my little sister, now more capable than ever, is set to graduate from high school next month. And my mom's son gets to stand here and speak to you all on behalf of his graduating law school class. My source of inspiration has always been my mom's unwavering diligence and her genuine belief in a better future. And now, in retrospect, just as inspiration helped me during the tough times when I was young, inspiration from others helped again. And it was the inspiration from all of you. You've all shown tremendous determination, commitment, diligence, true grit, and passion. You've let nothing stop you from achieving your dream of becoming a lawyer. Not a deadly pandemic, not a constitutional crisis, no social unrest, and no personal challenge that you faced stopped you from working towards making a difference and of fighting for what you believe in and of knowing that you could achieve this. Through everything we experienced, you worked towards this exact moment to be sitting here right now. And here you are. The depth of character we've all shown over the course of these last 3 years will forever say more about us than any degree ever could. And I urge you to continue to work towards your goals and your dreams, regardless of how difficult they may seem at the start, because you've shown yourself what you're capable of overcoming during these last 3 years. So to briefly close, I would just like to say it's been my life's honor to be a part of this law school class, to get to learn alongside you, to get to learn from you, and to get to call you my friends. So thank you and congratulations to the class of 2023. And now it's my honor to introduce a good friend of mine, the LLM class elected speaker, Ziad Aladal. Ziad grew up in Saudi Arabia. After graduating from the University of Al-Qura and becoming a lawyer after 3 years and practicing law in Saudi Arabia, Ziad moved to the United States in pursuit of his master's degree in law. His time at Oregon has led to many experiences, such as serving as an LLM representative for the Student Bar Association, a member of the Dean's Student Advisory Council, a member of the Diversity and Inclusion Committee, and finally, he has been recognized with the Pillar of the Community Award as an LLM student. Upon graduation, Ziad will move back to Saudi Arabia and start his career as a solo practitioner. Please welcome Ziad Mohammed Aladal.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you. Wa qur rabbi zidni ilma. Thank you, Josh, and thank you, deans, faculty, friends, and family. العائلات والأصدقاء خلف الشاشات أسعد الله أوقاتكم بكل خير. We are here today to celebrate the graduates, our class of 2023. Thank you all for being here today. It's an honor to take the podium and celebrate this milestone with you. If I asked what national wealth is, the first of you might say oil, gas, minerals, forest, water, or land. But what if I told you, you are much more valuable than that? A generation that is well educated, ambitious, and skilled, which values humanity, inclusion, and culture. That is true national wealth. Pursuing higher education has brought me more than 11,000 miles away from home. I recall the poetic verses of Shafi'i, said in Arabic, تغرب عن الأوطان في طلب العلا وسافر ففي الأسفار خمس فوائد تفرج هم واكتساب معيشة وعلم وآداب وصحبة ماجد. Exile yourself from the homelands in pursuit of the highest and travel, as there are 5 benefits in traveling: relieve worry, earn a living, knowledge, etiquette, and companionship of the noble. It's been over 4 years since my first day in the United States. At that time, I had 0 English skills. I struggled to learn English, especially in Florida. And do you know what it looks like to be an English speaker in Florida? It took me 2 weeks to realize that Hola, ¿cómo estás? Is not English. I continued learning English, and then COVID struck. One day, the English Institute discharged us early and shut its doors. I still remember the moment. Everyone was leaving. My teacher was waving to me and saying, "Bye, Ziad, see you in 2 weeks." Never saw her again. I wish I could. I would tell her mucho gracias, you taught me a lot. The University of Oregon found me with some fragile skills and a dream to become the best version of myself. My education was more than the great LLM core curriculum. The law school engaged me at every opportunity to enhance my skills and knowledge. It shaped global diversity. Even as an international student, I was elected and appointed to serve in committees that made impactful decisions in the law school. This community empowered me to enact real change, and it embraced leadership. This is a school of law and a trade school of leaders. Now, can you see how citizens become national wealth? It happens only when a country decides to value and invest in its citizens first. We are the fuel that is sustainable, renewable with every generation, and with justice, education, and faith, we bring glory and prosperity to our countries. Imagine that. The Saudi government has spent over $377,000 on me alone. Say, mashallah, God bless. That included tuition, flights, allowances, and most importantly, health insurance. And guess what? I got sick many times. All that just to be here today with this degree. So I dedicate this achievement to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Represented by the servant of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, and his faithful crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud, and His Excellency the Minister of Education, Mr. Yusuf Al Binayan, and to the Embassy of the Kingdom represented by the Ambassador Princess Rima bint Bandar Al Saud, and the Saudi Arabian Cultural Mission represented by His Excellency Dr. Fawzi Bukhari. Thank you. Thank you for investing in me and recognizing me as a national wealth. Finally, I express profound gratitude to my first teacher, my leader, my example, my father, Muhammad bin Hashim Al-Ahdal. To my mother, إلى أمي، كل نعمة أتنعم بها اليوم هي بفضل الله سبحانه وتعالى، ثم بفضل صلاة أمي ودعاء أمي، حفظ الله والدينا جميعا ورحم من غادر منهم. This is a beginning, and there is more to come. The world is calling us to make an impact. And alhamdulillah, we are well prepared and equipped. Thank you very much. I would now like to introduce the third year law student class representatives to present their class gift. Madeline Hannison is originally from Utah, but has been in Oregon for quite some time. Before starting law school, Maddie graduated from University of Portland and received her master's from Oregon State. While at Oregon Law, Maddie has tutored for the Legal Research and Writing Department, clerked for the Honorable J. McAlpin, worked for the U.S. Attorney's Office, served as a representative for the Student Bar Association, and most importantly, spent time with her adorable pup, Mako. After graduation, Mandy will be moving to Colorado to join a district attorney's office. Jordan Galick is from Orlando, Florida. After graduating from Florida International University, she moved here to Eugene in pursuit of her law degree. During her time at Oregon Law, she has completed Officer Candidate School, served on ACO's Constitution Court, and has been heavily involved in student organizations and committees. Upon graduation, Jordan will practice criminal law, serving as judge advocate for the United States Marine Corps. Please welcome Jordan and Maddie to the podium.
Good afternoon, and thank you for being here to help in celebrating the accomplished individuals sitting behind us on this stage today. Each class at the law school raises money to leave a gift to our school as we leave. As the 3L Student Bar Association representatives, it was our honor to select the gift to leave to the law school, and we do so with the intention of leaving the school a better place than it was when we arrived.
Now, as you've heard, our class started law school online in the middle of a pandemic with Oregon wildfires, a presidential election, and yes, even when murder hornets were still a thing. Law school is typically a pretty isolating experience itself, let alone doing it online from home. So we didn't get the normal law school experience that Legally Blonde had prepared us for. Instead, we were brought into people's homes over Zoom. We met everyone's pets, from dogs to cats to ducks and guinea pigs. And we learned what people's houses looked like from their Zoom backgrounds. And so when 2L hit, it was basically like we were starting law school all over again. We no longer had the comforts of home because we were now in person. We had to look presentable. We could no longer use pets as conversation starters. And we no longer had the ability to walk downstairs and grab some more coffee or warm up some food.
And that's why, for our class gift, we wanted to try to make the law school feel a bit more like home. The class of 2023's gift to the law school is a renovation to the kitchen and the student lounge. We hope that with our gift, the lounge of the law school will be a place in which students can relax, eat, and continue to build a home away from home amongst their peers. Thank you to the class of 2023 for making this gift possible. Yeah, you say that.
And now, please welcome Dean Burke back to the podium.
I say thank you to our student speakers for their fine words, and thank you to the members of the class of 2023. On behalf of the entire school, thank you for your thoughtful gift. Now, we're on to part 2. The law school faculty has presented many awards to students throughout their legal education, and you can find those listed in your program by the students' names. Others, such as membership in the Order of the Coif, which is the law school's academic honor society, are yet to be determined and will be awarded in the weeks to come. But today I have the privilege of presenting 2 awards that we give at commencement: the law school's Meritorious Service Award and the Dean Orlando John Hollis Outstanding Faculty Teaching Award. These awards have been created by the law faculty to honor the service of those who have enhanced our students' education and advanced the role of law in society. The Meritorious Service Award is the highest award given by the law school, and it is presented each year at commencement to a person or persons whose contributions to the law have been extraordinary. This year, the School of Law is presenting this distinction to the Honorable Adrian C. Nelson. Judge Nelson is unable to join us for our ceremony today, so we will present her with this award soon. But I just wanted to share with you a little bit about why we chose her for this distinction. Judge Nelson, who has been a previous commencement speaker here at Oregon Law, is the first Black woman federal district court judge in the state of Oregon. And before that, she was another first as an associate justice on the Oregon Supreme Court. She served on the Multnomah County Circuit Court. She's been a public defender and a private practitioner. As one of her nominators wrote, as a jurist, she has shown an unwavering commitment to the rule of law and to ensuring that justice is within reach, regardless of one's background or circumstances. Access is not just a buzzword for her, she embodies it. She is a zealous advocate and an humble public servant whose impact on the field of law cannot be overstated. So let us applaud again her excellent work here in the state of Oregon. Our next award is the Hollis Teaching Award. Years ago, the law school faculty created this teaching award to honor a longtime dean of the law school, Orlando John Hollis. The award recognizes a faculty member each year who demonstrates excellence in classroom instruction. While you may not have heard of Dean Hollis, you may have noticed his picture in the main hallway near the Commons and the display cases that include details of his lifetime of service to the law school. He committed his life's work to the school and to his students, and upon his death, he left his life savings to endow law student scholarships and faculty professorships. This year's Hollis Teaching Award is presented to Professor Liz Tippett. So I could try to put this on here. Okay. So Professor Tippett writes and teaches about employment practices, consumer decision-making, and the intersection of law and technology. She regularly publishes in top national law journals, which informs her teaching excellence. Her students have given her high praise. One student nominator wrote that I've gone out of my way to take as many classes as possible with Professor Tippett. Her approach to teaching is unmatched. She combines legal theory with practical examples to ensure that her students truly understand the concepts. Another student nominator shared this assessment. Professor Tippett has a clear passion for teaching and fosters a fun and collaborative experience. I want to pursue employment law because of her class, and will always remember her as one of the most impactful and memorable professors of my law school experience. A faculty colleague wrote that Professor Tippett is a highly skilled teacher who infuses the course with the most important elements of teaching a law school class: professionalism, organization, community inclusiveness, practical experience, and theory. And finally, one student noted that Professor Tippett is not all business. She took time to learn about us, sought out TV show recommendations, and gladly shared and laughed about her own exasperation with specific court rulings. Please join me in congratulating Professor Tippett. Now, for the third part of our program, I am pleased to introduce today's commencement speaker, Congressman Peter DeFazio. If you have ever seen the majestic Douglas firs and western hemlock trees on Devil's Staircase Wilderness, the northern spotted owls and the Roosevelt elks in the Copper Salmon Wilderness, or explored the twisting passages within the Siskiyou Mountains of the Oregon Caves National Monument, you have Congressman DeFazio to thank. During his 36-year career in Congress, he advocated for the largest expansion of wild and scenic rivers in the lower 48, permanently protecting over 390,000 acres of wilderness in the state of Oregon, and shaped American transportation policy as chairman of the U.S. House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. He has had quite a distinguished career, and I ask that you please join me in welcoming class of 1977 University Alumni Oregon alum, Congressman Peter DeFazio.
Well, It is an honor to be invited here today to speak to the graduates, the faculty, and the distinguished guests who are here today at this momentous occasion. As you step out of this institution into the world of law, you're entering a landscape that is more complex, more challenging than ever before. We're living in a time of great change where the rule of law is under threat and the very foundations of our democracy are being tested. We're facing unprecedented challenges, from the climate crisis, the pandemic, systemic racial injustice, extraordinary economic inequality, threats to a woman's right to control their own bodies, and even attempts to subvert our own system of representative democracy. It is up to you, the next generation of legal professionals, to help us navigate these challenges and build a better future for all. But let me be clear. The challenges we face today and those you face in your career are not insurmountable. They're not beyond our ability to address, and they are not beyond the reach of the law. As lawyers, you have a unique and powerful role to play in shaping the future of our society. You have the power to protect the vulnerable, to defend the rights of the oppressed, protect the environment, ensure a healthy future for Mother Earth, and uphold the rule of law in the face of adversity. You have the power to advocate for those who have been marginalized, disenfranchised, to use law as a tool for justice and equity, and to hold those in power accountable for their actions. But the power you have earned by completing your legal education comes with great responsibility. As lawyers, you must remain committed to the highest standards of ethical and moral conduct. You must never forget that the law exists to serve the people, not the other way around. You must be willing to challenge the status quo, speak truth to power, fight for what is right even when it's difficult or unpopular. As one of my heroes and very good friend John Lewis said, get in trouble, good trouble, necessary trouble, and help redeem the soul of America. And most importantly, you must never lose sight of the fact that the law is a means to an end, not an end in itself. It's a tool for doing justice, fairness in our society. It's up to you to use it wisely and with compassion. So as you embark on this next phase of your journey, I urge you to embrace the challenges that lie ahead with courage, compassion, and a fierce commitment to justice. Remember, you are not alone in this struggle. You're part of a larger community of legal professionals who share your values and your vision for a better world. As my friend Barry Lopez said, justice is not about some abstract legal theory or intellectual puzzle. It's about how we treat people in their daily lives. It is about the quality of our relationships with our neighbors. It is about how we respond to those in need. Together, we can build a future that is more just, more equitable, more compassionate, more sustainable than the one we inherited, and fulfill the promise of our founders as embodied in the Constitution, a Bill of Rights. And we can do so with the law as our guide and ally. Congratulations. I look forward to seeing all that you will accomplish in the years ahead. To the class of 2023.
Thank you, Congressman DeFazio, for those encouraging and timely remarks. You continue to inspire each of us, and we are grateful for all the ways that you've served our great state and nation. And now, for the final part of the program, the conferral of degrees. Now, degrees are formally conferred by the University of Oregon, not the law school. And to deliver the relevant degree-conferring words at the heart of this entire celebration, I welcome University of Oregon Interim Provost and Executive Vice President, Dr. Janet Woodruff Borden.
Thank you, Dean Burke. Welcome and good afternoon, everyone. I'm delighted to be here for such an important occasion. It's wonderful to celebrate the accomplishments of our graduating JD and LLM students. It's an exciting day because it marks the beginning of the next chapter in their lives. It's also an exciting day because you are here to celebrate your graduates. To the graduates, on behalf of the University of Oregon, I wish you success and look forward to hearing about your upcoming adventures and the next chapters. Now for the important declaration that makes it all official, I ask you, graduates, to please stand. By virtue of the authority invested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Oregon, and upon the recommendation of the Dean and the faculty of the School of Law, I hereby confer upon you the degree for which you have qualified. Congratulations to you all. And you may be seated.
Thank you. Now, each year, the graduating class is invited to elect marshals to guide them through this ceremony. This year's classes have asked Mohammed Elian, the LLM program director, and Jen Reynolds, professor and associate dean for faculty research and programs, to do the honors. Mr. Elian will announce the LLM names, followed by Professor Reynolds, who will call the JD names. So here we go, audience. Get those cameras ready, get the phones ready, and I ask that the LLM graduates please stand, and I invite Mr. Elian to the podium.
وليد حسين عبدلي موسى حسين عابد جاكوزيان جينالا أدوندو
Huber. Molly Pardee Goulet. Timothy George Grishkovich. Beck S. Groff. Madeline Audrey Kyler. Samuel Tomas Hamowitz. Tatum Lee Halligan. Ashley T. Hamilton. Madeline Elizabeth Hansen. Eric John Harbison. Alicia Grace Harder. Isaiah Hardy. Reagan High. Emily Marie Hill. Brian Patrick Hogan. Trent J. Holloman Wilkins. Ann M. Holt. Kaylee Hudson. Jake D. Hull. Tristan Rasmus Hurst. Azim Husseini. Seth Michael Jackshaw. Stefan Janakis. Kellen James Johansson. Kinley T. Jones. Hunter Monroe Jurgens. Chelsea Stipek Kamba. Sabrina Michelle Kaufelt. Margaret Kelly. Vanessa Suzanne Kemper. Naveed Alam Khan. Alexander Kim. Duncan Kirk. Walter Kostecki. Simone Faith Landau. Roses Lachlan. Carson Raymond Lester. Catherine R. Loden. Alexander Loznak. Anna M. Lyle. Michelle Nicole Madsen. Maitreya. John Robert Manabak III. Jessica Marie Mason. Joe Mateo. Weston Forrest McLean. Taylor Hawks McClintock. Cord J. McCrae. Molly Jean McHugh. Incayanti Sophia McDonald. Ellen A. McCain. Dana Kathleen Meyer. Laylin Ane Miles. Kimberly Ellen Summer Miller. Lisa E. Milstein. Claire Marie Moni. Tanya T. Monthi. Gerardo Morales. Catherine Alice Borland. Henry R. Morris. Milani Queen Moa. Brief pause. Christian Thomas O'Brien. Jennifer Lynn O'Brien. Andre Onesco. Shelby Morgan Parker. Anthony E. Patterson. Gabrielle A. Penven. Kayla Perez. M. Thomas Perkins. David Robert Furlow. A. Lynn Peterson. Samuel T. Pettit. Rebecca Hope Frimmer. Hannah M. Pruitt. Jamie Diana Pugh Newman. Drew James Rangel. Ethan Joseph Rank. Tanner Reber. Hayden Regalado. Emilio Orestes Tolentino Colvi Ricaforte. Emily Allison Rich. Nathaniel Wade Richardson. James Leon Robinson IV. Jasenia Diane Robinson. Mason Carl Rogers. David S. Rose. Shiri T. Solaheen. Joshua Garrett Sales. Philip Santos. Cameron Eric Schroeder. Erica Davis Shapiro. Ben Baker Shawaf. William Kent Scriven. William A. Smith. Daniel J. Sun. Aaron Sorensen. Hayden M. Sovaki. Eric Ashby Spencer. Savannah Catherine Stevens. Jessica Ann Stipek. L. Sutherland. Kayla Ajani Teeple. Cameron Russell Tinker. Jamie L. Tucker. Dominic Joseph Vacker. Jordan H. Van Atta. Nicole A. Vlamming. Kelly M. Warren. Micah Weaver. Jennifer Wigg. Lindsay Ann Wilson. Blake A. Wood. Georgia J. Zakest.
They gave me time to recover from the 1,000 lessons. So, thank you so much. Graduates, we look forward to hearing about the paths that you'll take in the coming years. And for most of you, the next step on that path, after celebrating this accomplishment this weekend, is studying for and passing the bar exam. All right? And we have every confidence in you, and we are here to support you the entire way. Now, to the loved ones. Please enjoy this time with your graduates, and then remember, they have important work to do this summer. Please continue to support them and try not to tempt them with anything like trips to Europe or Bali when they should be studying. There will be plenty of time for all of that after they take the bar exam. All right, and finally to our graduates, I want to say please remember that you will always be a part of the Oregon Law community. Please continue to stay in touch with us as you proceed. Remember, once a law duck, always a law duck. Now, a couple of announcements. That everyone is invited to join us for a reception in honor of the class of 2023 on the practice court of this arena. Signs are posted as you exit the doors, and people will be in the hall to direct you. So kindly remain seated, however, until our graduates and faculty and staff have proceeded down the aisle. The platform party will start, followed by the faculty seated on the stage, and then you will be able to meet your graduate on the practice court in just a few minutes. Again, thank you for being here today. Thank you for being a part of our graduates' journey. This concludes our commencement exercises. Thank you.